Hello, this is a video about my favorite loot run for characters that have yet to kill the Butcher in Inferno difficulty. So keep in mind this is hardcore and the Butcher has right now a 3-minute enrage timer. So it's not a good idea to try to rush out of Act 1. So we're going to go ahead and get started with this video. We're going to go ahead and select Chapter 4, Beginning Quest, and then we'll start the game. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and pick up our quest from Deck of Cain, head to the waypoint, and go ahead and go to Cathedral Gardens. Usually there is a treasure chest right here that you can always look in, hopefully get some gold and some blue items. And up here, every once in a while, there will be a unique boss, so it's always worth checking this area. Down on the other side, there's usually a stump that you can break open for some more gold or items. Oh, here we go. Here's the special boss. Oddly enough, special bosses like those don't give you any Nephilim Valor, so it's always unfortunate, but hopefully you can get a good item off of him. So the reason why I like this run is you basically are able to go through the cathedral levels, and at the very end you can down the Undead King, and usually you don't have any problems getting 5 Nephilim Valor before getting to the Undead King. And also when you're going through here, there's actually a lot of items or a lot of things that you can click on to get additional gold or chances to get additional items. For a beginner area, I mean, none of the trash mobs seem overly difficult, but if you have just gotten into Inferno the first time, you will be doing a lot of kiting when you reach a champion mob like that up there. So this is actually not the champion mob, but the one behind him is. So knockback, teleport, molten. That shouldn't be that bad. It's always a good idea to kite back to areas that you already know about. They can still hurt quite a bit, so use your cooldowns as quickly as you can. For bosses like those, usually the follower will have a tough time living through them, so you really can't depend on his abilities to live through any of the champion or elite mobs that you find along the way. It's actually pretty bad luck to actually find an elite or champion mob right at the beginning of the instance, because if you have to run back up the stairs, I would just go ahead and leave the game, because it's just not worth trying to come back down, you know, in case something like lag happens right there and then. You can easily lose a character. The chains are something that's very scary because they actually do a lot of damage if they start circling you like that, and it doesn't help that. Oh, okay, it's gonna be a lot of cutting. If you can, try to leave some of these health orbs up, because inevitably you might run across a champion mob that you're going to do a lot of kiting, and you might find your way all the way back there, It's always nice to find extra health globes on the way back. As you can see right now, my scoundrel's actually using a cold bow, so when he's actually up, he's very helpful in slowing down mobs for me to work down. Now you would think that having all these corridors, these small corridors, and going up the stairs will not help your survivability, but actually it kind of improves it. When I first started coming to Inferno, or started doing Inferno difficulty, I was trying to do it on the outside where there is a lot of open space, and what I found was that because pretty much all of the champion mobs are faster than you, they would just cut corners and catch up with you a lot faster. But in enclosed areas like this with a lot of corridors in which there's a lot of line of sight problems, the AI, it takes them a little bit to actually think about line of sight. So you actually gain a slight advantage in which you can get ahead of the characters and then kind of set up an attack, or just to get away from them if you are low on health. I think the minimum that I would suggest before starting farm runs in Inferno would be you would want at least 40k health, and you would want about 300 all resist unbuffed. And what I mean by unbuffed is like for energy armor, I would use the prismatic, so I would get 40% of the 300 base. It's also a very good idea to pretty much map everything out so that if you run across a champion mob, this could get messy. For wallers like this, it's always nice to be able to teleport out and then just warp in a Hydra inside, because the Hydra can then attack and you'll be safe on the outside. Yep. Dang it. Should have left those up. But as I was saying, it's always nice to have a nice clear kite path all the way back. So it's always good to explore these side entrances and make sure that when you're cutting back, you're not pulling additional mobs that will make your life tougher. So I'm currently at the first level and I've already gotten 3 Nephilim Valor buffs, and this is usually the case. I can usually get 3 to 4 on the first level and then pick up another probably 3 to 4 on the second level before heading down to the Undead King. And I generally like exploring the entire level before heading down, because generally you can get 2 to 3 rares for each champion mod that you go through, but you also can get a lot of gold, especially when your Nephilim Valor buff is up to 5. And usually what I find is that I end up selling most of my useful rares and then buying upgrade items from the auction house. I think that's pretty much all of the first level, so I'm gonna go ahead and start heading down to the second level. What you'll find real quick is that your inventory will fill up fairly quickly as you make this run. Go ahead and pick up this quest. And for this area right here, I generally like to come up these stairs first, clear out this room, go back down these stairs, and clear out the other side. Because what I found is that every once in a while there will be a champion mob here. And if I come through the middle, I'll pull both of the rooms, and that ends up being a huge mess. So I'll go ahead and head back down the other way and see if the other room has anything. This is just a precautionary thing that I do. So definitely when you first start doing this in Inferno, and it's going to be significantly harder. I've been doing this for quite a while.